I need a proper intro. I mean, I literally need opening credits. And what am I doing? Grown woman being a right spaz, a muppet. But here we are. It is Thursday night. We seem to have everything working nicely except for my glove, which isn't on my hand. Audio good, video good. I think we're in business, and we are going to be working on the Castle Keeper's Guide for Trollord Games. And this is 12 maps from hamlet, thorp, hamlet, village, town, city, walled city, metropolis. Then on the more medieval military side of things, we're going to have a castle, we're going to have a mountain bailey, we're going to have a military camp, we're going to have a small castle, we're going to have a large castle. You get the idea. 12 maps in all. We've been these panels that you could see correspond to pages. We're doing all of the pages on one canvas. Now you're up to speed. I will be asking questions later. Yesterday we worked on the little thorp in the top left there. That guy up there. And we're going to continue working on that a little bit. We're not doing colouring today, but I do want to get a little bit of texturing, a little bit of detail in there. And then we're going to shift to the hamlet. I want to put most of our effort on the hamlet today. I don't want to get too mired down in details, okay? I don't want to, like, if you know me, if you know my work, I do 40, 50, 60, 300-hour maps, and they're showcases. Everyone is a showcase. I'm known for the detail I pour into these. But we're doing 12 maps, and it's not about a thorp being printed as a poster, right? We don't need to get to poster level detail here. But collectively, they could all be a freaking gorgeous poster. I'd buy it. Now that said, we need to be surgical, okay? We need to get in, do a little thing, get out. I could always come back in later, do a little bit more detail. So we're gonna do a little bit of detail right here. I was working on the ink layer last night. Yep, there it is. I'd started to draw in some potential path areas. I think I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We're going to start adding, I think, some bushes, some fences, that type of thing. I think that's where we're going to concentrate this. Again, don't want to get too detailed. I don't want to get mired down on this one. So let's start. Hey, Princess Striker is here. I thought you might be popping in. How are you, young lady? What am I on the ink? All right, let's just soften this up just a little bit. I don't want this to be too. Could I actually give my eraser a little bit of opacity? Can I have a little bit of opacity here, please, Mr. Guy on the tools menu? Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen, for giving me a little bit of opacity. Okay, let's just. I want to lighten up the edges just a tad. It will be the colouring that really bring this into play. I'm gonna actually really lighten that one up because we're gonna redraw it. We're gonna redraw that corner. I don't like it. Gonna redraw this. Come on. Stephen, the opacity is just a little bit too heavy. It's okay, I'll work with it. Alright. Oh, Princess Strega pre-ordered the Curse of Strahd. Nice. Wait. Curse of Strahd box set for the new D&D board. Oh, board game. Okay. I was going to say, because I've got a friend that actually owns Curse of Strahd for 5e. So, because we've been playing it. So I was like, surely that's out already. But board game, okay. Gotta love a little bit of Strahd. Alright, I also don't like this here, so let's just get rid of the bits I don't like. There we go. And I'll show you a little trick that I do. Why is my path? Well, oh, there's my path. This is the edge of the grass. Okay, I'll probably put a little. I'm gonna put some fences in this. There we go. But yeah, I'll show you a little trick for softening up some of these hard corners too. Those chickens need to be smaller. Yeah, those chickens need to be smaller. They're ridiculous. I'll do that now. Alright. I don't want the path edges to be like, you know, the same sort of blackness. You see, that's better. Then when we get in this, we do a little bit of gravel, we do a little bit of colouring. So let's grab our details. I was gonna call it animals, but we're gonna do all sorts of details. So let's do a little bit of a transformer route. Let's make these a little bit smaller. I don't really have a scale on this map, other than what is a front door, etc. So I think that will do it. That should do us. Let's hit save right there. Nightgowns and lounging clothes. Right on. I can take that. I can take that. I got really lazy with my attire since this whole COVID thing here. I gotta be honest with you. Because I work from home. That's all I could do not to work in my gym jams. So I've been slopping around in t-shirts for like the last 6 bloody months. Like all my blouses, like all my little you know, V-neck things. Like I haven't been wearing any of them. You know what I think I'm gonna do? Well, we're actually just making things a little softer. Let's get the eraser there. Still on a nice opacity. I'm gonna go back to the ink. I'm gonna just soften up a little bit of the wave textures here. I don't normally do this, but I feel like it will benefit from it. And one could argue, well, shouldn't you actually be doing your wave textures and when you're colouring? Yes, but it's kind of become a little bit of a hallmark of mine to do my water like this. So I struggle to actually abandon the old ways. Because this is kind of me, you know. If you see water like this, you know, it's probably one of my maps. But I do think sometimes the harsh black lines is too much, so a little bit of lightening it off will be good. This will be much better. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yep. Much easier on the eye. Alright, cool. Okay, so what else do I want to do this? Fences, and actually, what have we got? We got 10, 100%. So, this will be the path that people tread. This will be just like a overgrown area, you know, with little sort of little sprouts of grass and shit on there. Just rough area where no one hangs out. We'll probably put something there, maybe a bench or something like that where they chill. I've got hedges around the fields. You know what? Let's actually do some hedges on the side of the main road here. And then we'll kind of stop as we start getting close to the thorp. You're not sucking with me into this one tonight. I am not doing those games. I lose every time. I'm not getting them up. Get a little bit of like grass detail in here. Again, we'll kind of colour this all green and textured and shaped, just a little bit. Now, I think their houses that there should be a level of fencing, so let's do a little bit of that. And I think with the occasional like bush and shit like that all like kind of growing around the fence. And this guy's not got a gate. He's not got a gate. Princess Stringer got shot straight in the skull. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Princess. You have had a little bit of a winning streak, though. Green Loon Toon missed the last 3 episodes. Well, that's okay. You haven't missed a huge amount. I'll zoom out a little bit for you here. It'll get you caught up. I can't quite remember the last one that you saw. That's looking nice. So, we did the panels. Let me see. We did the panels. Then we did the sketches. Yeah, panels, because we did a lot of math on that. Then we did the sketches. Well, we actually came through deciding, like, population sizes and sketches, I think. Then we actually did last night on the thorp. So you missed the sketches, you missed the thorp, and we're finishing up the thorp, tonight. So yeah, I think that's all you've missed. Oh, you got caught up at work today. Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Where if this is kind of common ground, maybe this guy here kind of has this type of thing going on, and it's like, get off my lawn. And then this is just kind of like overgrown, and we'll just edge it a little bit with some grass and some bushes. And we'll call all that in later. Now, actually, so he's actually got a little bit of land in the back. I think we'll probably give him some, like, cabbages or cauliflowers or something like that in the back here. We'll probably do that in the colouring stage, I think. We'll actually get a little bit of rough area right here. Alright, so a little bit of a path coming through. Do I want to do a fence? Do I? I think I do. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a fence. And I can imagine he's actually got a little bit of a gate right here. Right next to his barn. And I'm actually going to do the gates open. Oh, I like your style, Princess. I like your style. I'm sure we'll get myself hooked up here shortly by Jack once he's finished working out. Alright, I don't want to go too... Oh, that's not looking too bad. I don't want to go too cray-cray with fences and everything, but I do want everyone to have their little bit of turf that they've got. This guy here, let's do him next. So this is next to the water's edge, so let's just get some little bushes and things. And again, I want to do a lot of the plants and stuff like that during the colouring phase, because I don't want it to be too black and white. I do a lot of black and white work, and sometimes when it gets to colouring, it's like, I wish I'd actually done it a slightly different way, so. But what I want to do here, what do I want to do here? Nothing yet, nothing. I'm going to give him some, fish drying nets and shit like that, but not in the thorp. We'll kind of evolve that as we hit the hamlet area, I think. Alright, but we are, do I want to give him a fence? How do I imagine this? As we're walking along, so this dude's house is next to the river. I'm feeling a fence. And has this guy got a gate? I think this guy's got a gate. He's got a fairly big gate. You know what? You know what he has got? He's got one of those double gate finagling things. That's what this guy's got. Did I see your direct message of? Oh yes. Well, let me remember. Ranch style house for the L-shaped ones there. GL. So what happened to the village after the city was built on the hill on the other side? You should have the village leveled by a flood. I responded on YouTube about that. I said it was a really good idea, and I think we're going to do it. I said I loved it. I even give it a love. I gave it a heart. I think we're going to do exactly that. I am pretty sure I responded within minutes of you making the post. Thanks for the suggestion too. I really appreciate that. I think you know I kind of dig input, like big time. So often, I mean, paths will be formed obviously by direct routes, but paths are also formed as people are moving around natural obstacles, etc. So I like to actually where a path kind of is veering around like that, either it's because someone has marked off their area, they've got a little bit of a garden or like, you know, pig pen or whatever, which is something we're going to add to this map. But also I feel like people would move around particularly rough areas like stony ground, like small trees, you know, that type of shit. So I like to put little obstacles like that into those corners because then it makes like the path is actually moved, is formed around and like water forming around things. Oh, YouTube doesn't send out notifications when they play. Really? Because I get notifications when not on my channel. When I respond to someone, like there's a guy I watch, he plays a lot of UFC 4. If I comment and he likes my post, I see the like it's typically love. Marshall Mind loved your post. If he then replies, I see that he got a reply and I get a notification for that. I get it on my phone, I get it on my YouTube channel, you know, get little notifications. So I'm definitely getting notifications for that. Alright, so let's do a little more here. Like I said, I don't want to spend the entire episode on this. I feel like we could come back and add details, but I do want to give it an honest go and kind of make it feel a little bit more finished. I think the dude on the other side has maybe got a little bit of fencing going on, but not as much as we're gonna have to name these dudes before we sweep them away in a flood. Alright, a little bit of rocks. Alright. Do I do it? You know what? I think fences are quaint. We're gonna do a fence. We're gonna do it. Because if he's going to have some chickens, we'll have to do a chicken coop. He doesn't want them. But, well, maybe he does want them. Maybe he doesn't care where they run around. This village needs to start with a tower instead of a keep. Yeah. No. I mean, it's going to be a keep or a tower, and then it's going to go to a Martin Bailey. So I think we could totally do a tower. I absolutely. And your comment about no one does them anymore, okay, I take that as a challenge. Let's do it. Let's do it. like, oh, okay. I was like, this feels, why am I doing it that way? Why don't I just do that? Like, I feel like this is, like, being very dark for a light brushstroke that I'm using, but it's not too bad. I mean, this is print size, so this is fine. I actually thought about doing a whole series of geomorph pieces, a little bit like this with similar level detail, where you could just build up village, hamlet, and just keep building and building and building. And you could build up like a village, you could build up like, but I don't know if there's any interest in that. But I figured it'd be kind of fun to try and work on. I did a similar project a while ago for Jim Pinto, and they turned out real nice. And they were basically playing cards almost. You could just lay them out and create villages. Let's do the tower. Let's do the tower. Alright. So let's get... Oh, that looks like a smiley face. Let's get rid of that. We don't want any accidents like that. Carried away. Let's stay with this guy's house. Let's stay with this guy's house. Oh, Green Lantern picked up the Kickstarter, but backed the Kickstarter for this book. Just wanted to help. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So you're actually gonna get kind of like a sneak peek into the actual development of it. That's kind of neat. And be part of it. Actually be part of the developments. So yeah, well, we will pick your brain a lot then. Alright. Then we got those little paths, Yeah, I think we'll leave it like that. Let's stay in this area. What do I want to do here? That's fine. Screw it. You know what? I'm not even sure I've seen the Kickstarter page. So I'll have to actually check that out later. What do I want to do here? I really want to define... Do I want to do fences all over? Do I want fences a lot? I think this guy's place, yes. I think we will. Yeah, and I think what we're going to do here is we're going to add a reasonable sized sort of tree. And maybe a little bit of rough ground. do that, he's kind of got his fence going on. Oh, where's his fence going? Where's his fence going? What is he doing with his fence? Okay, so let's go back to our eraser and let's up the opacity. Let's get rid of that. Right, back to bush. I always like the idea of a fence kind of coming together where there's a large bush or tree or something. It's a little bit of a weakness of mine that I've got. Alright. So something like that. That's his turf marked out. This will all be just rough edge here. So, you know, for this, there's no fence here or anything. It's just no one walks here much. Oh, we'll have to get a cart in here, won't we? Alright. Hey, Miss J's here. Morning. Is your connection better this time? Watch out, Miss J. Princess Strega made a return. And with that has come jewels and heists and all of those good games that we stopped playing when she left. Yeah, something like that, I think. Something like that. Nice little bit of texturing going on. Yeah, that works for me. So, we're doing a little bit more work on the thorp than I intended. But, I mean, if we could do the thorp in 4 hours, one stream yesterday, one stream today, that's not bad. 4 hours, uncoloured. That's fast for me. That's like lightning. So, let's stay on it a little bit. Why don't you do jewels anymore? Is it like a violence thing? What up with that? I've decided to give that guy kind of a little bit of sort of texturing in his backyard there, because I kind of want to make it a little bit sort of muddy and such. Princess, I think even when you play a heist, etc., you can lose money out of that. I think you actually have to use some currency to be able to play like all of the games. So what are the games? What are the games on there? So mini games. So for example, a heist. Well, the heist you actually bet. Well, the heist you actually do bet money, right? And the jewel costs 10. The arena costs 50. The boss costs 50. I mean, they're small amounts. They're small, but there are costs involved with all of them. GL, I lose on heist. I lose on all of the games, so I stop playing. Plus, it distracts me, you know, from the point of view that I'm just over here, like, typing on all of the time. That's going to be path, so let's not do too much detail on that. Let's stick the rough ground at either side of the path here. There we go, more like this. A little bit more fertile near the water's edge, right? Alright, GL. Okay, so let's do a little bit of texturing here. Miss J, you around? Right, I want to show you something. You might remember this. You remember that from last year? Did you happen to hear what I said to you last night, or did you sign off last night? Because I was talking about that. It's called Lookatoy. Alright, so here's what happened to it. I worked on Lookatoy last year. We got it about halfway through the actual drawing phase, and the clients wanted to switch to Rykodon, which is the one we finished. Well, they contacted me earlier this week, and they actually have an interest now. They want to finish Lookatoy. Unfortunately, they've come at me at a time where I'm kind of booked out into next year, and it would be a little irresponsible of me to take on another project, which is kind of sucky for them because it puts them in a little bit of a pinch. They just want it by the end of the year, but I cannot take another thing on. I already feel like I'm a little bit behind on everything. So, my proposition to you is, do you want us to do it together? If I finish the ink work, do you want to colour it for me? And we'll get joint credit, and we'll split the proceeds. I'm currently negotiating rates with him, and we can have this conversation offline. I just wanted to know if you had a general interest. If you do, then we'll do the city map together. I think we've been looking for an excuse to do that type of thing. And you're under no obligations. You know, let's give this guy a little bit of grass on this side. No, I wouldn't ask you to actually do the line work. I actually don't even want to do like it because of my commitments. But I figured if we could split the effort, I would feel more comfortable trying to get it done by the end of the year. I know you have that massive A3 thing and probably other projects that you're working on. So I made 0 commitments, 0. But I figured, well, if you're interested in concept, maybe we can investigate it a little offline. I could talk to them about fees, rates, whatever, and we could just take it from there. So if in concept you're like, yeah, maybe, then let's talk about it. But yeah, I'll finish up the ink work. Hey, and honestly, so I used to work with this guy years ago, Alberto, and he was incredible colorist. And it was a little bit like, when you get the ink guy on a comic and you get the colorist on a comic. We formed a team like that, and I would churn out these maps, and he would go off and color them, and we'd split the proceeds between them, and it was fantastic. And then he got a proper job, which sucked. But yeah, I mean, we could just divide and conquer, that type of way. And we could color it simple. He's saying that he doesn't want super detailed. We could, like, super simple, quick work, Right, I will contact you. If you don't hear from me in 48 hours, it's because I've completely forgotten about it. And that's what I do. And then I have a blind panic. Alright, do I want to do anything in this guy's backyard? Kinda do. I kinda do. Let's reduce the size on that. And I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to slide a little bit towards this. Apparently I've got web colors enabled. Okay, that's fine. A pool. Oh, I see what you're saying. A pool. Yeah, why not? That would actually be visually interesting. Let's do it. Now, I've just set my brushes and everything for something else, but we're definitely going to come back and do the pool, okay? And I will erase anything that I don't want, obviously, in the pool. But yeah, let's do a pool. Let's do a pool right there. I like the idea quite a bit. There you go, Princess. See, I told you, made you finish workout. You took me up. We're gonna come back over this with a little bit of black ink here and there. Okay. Just want to kind of create a little bit of a different texture than everywhere else. The fields, I think I'm gonna do during coloring. I'm never happy, or I'm rarely happy with my field coloring if I do all of the detail on them in black and white. So we'll come back to that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, pool. 10, cool. And I think I'm gonna just erase a chunk right here. And let's get in like a little bit of a kind of, I was gonna say kidney shape. Is that kidney shaped? It's more like peanut shaped, isn't it? Something like this. And then let's reduce this down again. Oh, maybe, there we go. This is actually, this is the cheap stuff. This is boxed wine, Red Volution. It's a blend. So the story about this is, I actually really like wine. I've cut back a lot recently because I'm actually trying to cut just back in general on drinking. And the wine, I was drinking so much wine, I was actually getting a little bit of acid. I mean, that's a little bit TMI, but you know what I mean. So I started to cut back. But long story short, I like wine, and I like a good wine. And I got into a habit of paying, $25, $50 for a bottle of wine. I even was in a wine club for a while. I was spending hundreds of dollars a month on wine. And I like to sit down and savor it, right? I mean, I like a good wine. And my chosen wine is a Pinot, right? A red Pinot. Pinot Noir. And I like it a little fruity. Particularly like the Willamette Valley area here in Oregon. Very good wines. But I was spending too much money. And then a friend one day gave me or suggested this Bota box, and she had some in the house. And like, it's $15 for the box, maybe. Maybe less. And it's actually pretty bloody good. And I tend to, I guess my point has been, I would get these expensive wines and I would guzzle them while I'm playing a computer game. So I wasn't really getting the value out of it, because I'm sitting there playing a fucking shooter or whatever, and it's and then, like, the bottle's gone in the evening. So this Bota box is way better value. I can just have a box there, occasionally have a glass. It tastes nice. I'm not sure if it's a Pinot. It might. I thought it was a bland Red Volution, but anyway, it's nice. It's actually nice. It's surprisingly nice, and it costs virtually nothing. An anvil to the top of a stump. I like that idea. I do like that idea. I do. You never end with the ideas, and they're always good. So okay, we'll do a little stump and an anvil. I'm not sure much will show up at this scale, because I also want to come over here and I kind of want to give this guy some planks of wood and shit. I want him to be. I want him to evolve into some kind of forestry dude. Yeah, well, if we don't add it to this map, we'll add it to the next one, right? But I do like the idea of like a little outdoor forge. I do. Thank you, Princess. It was a good suggestion because it will add this wonderful splash of alternate colour. We're going to have some dry areas, we're going to have some well-trodden areas, we'll have some nice lush areas, we're going to have some muddy areas, we'll have some fields with a spot of blue. It'd be like a little jewel. And I know we've got a lot of blue at the top here, but this would be kind of nice little accompaniments over there. It'd be a nice visual focus. I do like the idea of having a little work area. I do. Not gonna lie to you. Now, before we get too deep into this, just a little hand cart right there. We'll do a bigger cart somewhere else. So what place do I want to do a little forge? Well, in fact, while I'm thinking about that, this area up here. Foxden. And foxes are cute. Foxes are amazingly cute. It's one of the things I actually like about social media is being able to see videos of like these pet foxes that have been rescued and such, and being able to hear them. Like, I'd never heard a fox before, and I've never seen a fox look so freaking happy. They're so freaking cute. I'm not going to do too much detail on them. I'm going to let the colouring actually really bring them out. Alright, so he's got a little bit of detailing going on. I like that. So maybe, okay, so maybe this guy with the barn, maybe he'll have something going on. Question is, where do I want to put it? Do I put it to one side of the barn? Do we put it near the barn? Do I put it like here? Kind of liking the idea on the side of the house. I think we're going to do that. But that's not bad. That is not bad. That's a good, I think that's a good spot to go. Yep, that's our model. Let's move into the hamlet. And I'm going to try something with the hamlet. I'm going to try and copy this and bring it across. The problem is when I shrink it down in size, all of the brush strokes are going to get thinner. And so I'm not sure if I then start drawing thinner, which I don't really want to do, or if we can pull it off. So I'm gonna see what happens when we do that. I got a chicken coop. You missed it when I drew it. Right next to the chickens right there. Alright, let's do it here. I'm kind of feeling here. But if I do here, I kind of want to actually... You know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm changing the way that this guy's place is laid out. I'm going to give this guy... doing that, and I think he works here. I think he works near his house. Small boat on the shore. Oh yeah, you know what? A small boat on the shore is maybe not a bad idea. Yeah, small boat on the shore is actually not a bad idea. There's actually... So, I'm actually really tempted to grab a boat that I drew years ago and plop it on here. And the reason for that is it's actually nice and detailed. It has some little oars, and I want to see if we can make that work. But it will give me an opportunity to show you the last map I drew at this level of detail, and we can kind of do a compare and contrast. If I can find it fairly quickly, I will do that. So I think we might end up doing something like this. Alright, for something that's gonna print at this size, that's got the right little sprinkle of love. You know what I'm saying? It's just got a little bit of it's not a fading map unless you just go and this is I give you a little bit of love. That's what this little baby's got going on. This feels like something I created. You know what I'm saying? We could just draw some blocks on a green plot of land and a lot of publishing places would just run with it, but that's not the way we roll here. We gotta get a little bit of and that's trademark. Let me see if I can quickly find this boat that I did. Looks like the trunk of a damn silver maple tree. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't get to draw tree trunks that freaking often. So if it looked like something, then that's good. Let me see if I can find this thing. There's no way that it's on my Dropbox. So let's go take a look at old commissions. This is something I drew 5-6 years ago. So let's go take a look. Let's see if we can find this thing. Right company, wrong projects. I'm not gonna dig too deep on this thing. My organization of old project folders, by the way, is kind of shit. That same right Right, company again. Apparently I've got 2 project folders for the same company here. The pig. Oh, that's something that I've had for a long time. The pig, the cow, the sheep. I've had them for a while. I think it's an old pro fantasy. I could be lying. I actually don't remember. I don't remember. Where did the pig come from? The farmer. God damn, really? I can't find this thing? Really? That really disappoints me. That's not a failed one-liner. It was a slow punchline, but it got there. Yeah. I'm actually a little disappointed. I found this thing a while ago. You know, I think I have the flat JPEG of it. Maybe I don't have the PSD anymore. Oh, it'd be so cool if I could find that folder though. It's got some nice work in it. Let me see if I can actually find this a different way. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Yeah, Miss J, I'm pretty sure Pro Fantasy Campaign Cartographer. No, it was probably City Designer. Pro Fantasy City Designer 3. And they had a pig in there. And it's basically just a PNG. I am 100% positive that's where it came from. I used to own all of the Pro Fantasy software. That's kind of where I cut my cartography chops. Until I was like realizing I was spending more time trying to get the software to do something that I didn't want that it wouldn't want to do. And then in the end, I just started hand drawing everything. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Oh, what I'm looking for is this. Not that. Not that. This. Not that. There. That one. You know, I can't find it. I should just draw the damn thing from scratch. It saddens me that my organization of old projects, which I do on screen, but you know, they say don't show that type of thing publicly for some reason, so I want to be like, okay, I trust in you. But I did this entire village at about this scale, and I drew a bloody boat on it, and I did it for Kobold. And I ended up doing a tavern for them as well at the same scale. Well, actually, I guess more of a battle map scale. Hey, Alex Nixon, technology, you have failed me. Yes. But honestly, I've failed me. I try to always, like, stay organized. In inverted commas. And it's like, but I keep iterating my organization. And then I start combining my organization, like, with previous folders and shit. And that just creates this maelstrom of chaos, right? So it's like, all my stuff is here. But where? Who knows? That's me. I am terrible that way. And then I'll dig into a folder one day, inside a folder, inside a folder, inside a folder, and I go, oh, I forgot I did that. That's me. I am actually really bad with my organization, like, really bad. Princess, congratulations for not eating fast food for 3 months. I'd have old style or old like labeling methods, like printed. There's a folder called printed in my commissions folder. Well, I don't even know what that means at this point. It's nothing I care about. Princess, it's okay occasionally eating bad. It's when you eat bad all of the time, right? Like, I haven't had pizza in a while, but I love pizza. And if I had a pizza, like, this weekend, like, Jack's probably sitting there going, we're having pizza this weekend, then I'm not going to beat myself up about it. It's if I have pizza every day, that's when you start getting into trouble. I'm bugged now. Oh, look, I've got the old Gygax magazine map. I just saw that. See, I love digging my old project folders because I'd look at a map and go, huh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I'm really surprised I've got a Kobold Press folder and I don't have. Alright, Brastalor, Capellan, Zobek, they're all cities. They're all cities. It ain't in there. Like, I don't know what these look like. Hold on a sec. I forget what these projects were. So let's open them up. Little bit of a sidetrack as Alyssa Faden looks at old projects. Well, is this a big file or are you just sitting on an old external drive? Pitta Jungle. What is Pitta Jungle about? Alex Vixen. I think the streets of Pandemonium are easier to navigate than your filing system. Quote, but my old filing system. Alright, I don't feel so bad. Alright, so that's clearly not what I'm looking for. Yeah, these were old maps. These were old dungeon maps. Hold on a sec. I'm actually really surprised that I'm just not pointing my hand on this so quickly because I've seen it. I saw it recently. Sometimes actually my clients don't tell me what the project name was. So sometimes I actually, file things under really obscure titles. God, there were some old clients in here. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, there it is. Raven's Call. Okay. I've apparently got 3 folders for Kobold Press. 3. At one point, I'll have to actually combine them. But I found it. It's called Raven's Call. And I have the PSDs. The village of Norgenstal. Let me show you the village of Norgenstal. This was drawn a while ago. There we go. That was a long ass way to get to this point. But I drew this. Let me see if I actually have a date on this thing here. 2013. So this is a while ago. But I like it. It came out pretty good for a black and white piece. I don't think I ever coloured it. No, I don't think I ever coloured it. Also did this one. I'm just going to show you because, hey, we're reminiscing. This was the Frost Maiden Inn. Same project. And that came out fun. That came out fun. It's English, don't argue with me. I don't know what this is here. I don't know what I was doing there. But I also forget, I don't know what the room description was for this. But you can see, there's a lot of me in here, you know? So, this was a lot of fun. They weren't expecting anything like this detailed. It was another one of those labours of love. I should totally, like, grab these beds and put them to one side. Because, like, I get to the Teagle map and I end up drawing beds from scratch all over again. Like, to a certain point I have reusable assets, and then there's another point where I forget, like this on the side here. Yeah, dynamic. Anyway, that I really enjoyed doing that one, and I really enjoyed doing this one. This one had a Norse theme. Obviously, you can tell in the name, Norgenstal, Frost Maiden Inn. But, and you can see there's a lot of me in here, you know, with the shadows and everything else. But what I'm looking for, and what got me on this little trip of nostalgia, was actually these little guys right here. And I'm wondering if I could just grab one or two of these boats. So let's see how Alyssa Faden from 7 years ago used to organise her layers. I'm purposely not taking a look at the layer. This does not bode well. This does not bode well. What layer did I draw my boat on? Not that layer. That's good. That's good. I drew my boats on the contour layer? No, I didn't. Although I drew my details on the contour layer. Isn't that just classic Faden? I fucked up my own drawing. I do that all the time. Look at that. Alright, so layer 5. Not named. Layer 5. It's actually kind of cool coming back to my own work and going, what the hell were you thinking about? Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to actually... What is layer 6? Just randomly, one building just floating there, just like... Yeah, totally right. We need a layer of shit. Alright, so I'm gonna merge these real quick. And I'm gonna steal from my past self. I feel like Bill and Ted right now. I'm gonna steal from myself these. And we're gonna see if we can reuse them. And I kind of wanna. I'm hoping it works out. Because it will be a nice little trip down memory lane. I was always really happy with those boats. How big do they paste? Ooh, they paste like a good size. I'd probably make them a little bit smaller. That's not a bad size. Oh, that's actually kind of cock on. Oh, I like that. I like that. And we'll probably drag it up onto the shore here and I'll delete a little bit of the ink behind. Oh, I kind of like that. They would probably have it up on the ground, wouldn't they? Do you think they would have it here and tether it? Or do you think they would literally pull it up onto the ground? I kind of want to have it half in and half out of the water. What do you think? But if I do it half in and half out of the water, I need to rotate the boat in a line with the current. I kind of like that idea. Maybe with a rope, holding it in place. Three-quarters out. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. I really wanted to find that map. I really did. I don't look at it as much as I actually do think about it. And it's not like you see the ink work is pretty damn loose. But I never got to colour this, and it would be kind of neat to bring it forward into this day and age. And you know what? I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this one right here. I love this little one too, but I'm going to get rid of these guys. Maybe on the hamlet scale, we'll add some more boats. And that's when we'll introduce these. Alright, so what I am going to do, just a little... No. If it's... So it's kind of... It's up here a little bit. Not next to the rocks. That would be kind of crazy, right? So this guy here is going to become the fisherman. Just so you know. I purposely put these rocks here so we can sit on them and sort of fish. So I kind of feel like this should be his boat. I guess he could also go out in his boat and throw down an anchor and fish. So I might actually get rid of some of this if he's up and down this area quite a bit. Yeah, let's do. So he would kind of. I feel like he would kind of come down here. How does it? I've never rowed a boat and actually tried to pull it up on the shore, but he would hit it and he would kind of like pull it a little bit, and that's probably as much as he could do. Right? Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to delete what's underneath here. Pro Photoshop people never delete shit. They're all like, don't delete anything. And I'm like, no, you gotta commit. You gotta be sure what you're doing is right. Otherwise, this is just amateur hour. So we don't ever do take backs. We don't ever use the history. We save all of the time, and we don't ever use masks. Right, so we're going to get rid of that, and a little bit of this stuff here. The reason being is I actually want... And okay, 1-5 there. That's good. We're gonna create a little bit of a, you know, he kind of like comes and goes, kind of like this towards his own house, right? Oh, that looks nice, actually. Good suggestion. And I'm gonna put a little bit of a rope and a stake. I love that. I love that. The chicken coop, the pond, and that boat, and the forge, or the little, I guess, the anvil on the tree stump. I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. Like, quite a bit. Alright, so we, is it this, like, did he do this, like, here, like, tied it around this bush? You'd be kind of fucking stupid to tie it around a bush, right? Just pull the bush out. So let's put a proper stake. Let's put a good stake in the ground here. I love it. I really, really love it. That is such a little squee-worthy detail right there. I mean, that literally makes me go, eee! And I love that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, you know what, Alex? I hear you. Traditionally, they have the boat sitting on the high tide mark. I live in a fishing town city. I'm actually a little bit jelly. No, I actually hear you on that. And I'm thinking, before the Great Flood, that yeah, maybe there was a. But no, I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. They'll be like pull them out, especially because this is a tidal river. Maybe send it the other way. But I kind of like how this looks. But I hear and acknowledge everything you're saying. It's got a lot of character. That's the phrase, right? It's got a lot of character. I love it. Okay, let's merge these together because I am now convinced that that's awesome. Cool, and I'm gonna hit save. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so let's play around a little bit with the Hamlet version of this. I don't know if my plan is going to work here, so let's find out. And I'm actually gonna leave. Oh, look at that! You see, I gotta merge my roof details. Fuck it. We're not drawing a town here. There we go. So I think. Yeah, we are gonna duplicate all of this over here, and we are gonna resize it. Now the river angle is different. That's fine. We're gonna change this in the background. In fact, let me. In fact, yeah, ink copy. That's fine. Let me hide that. The sketch. Let's drop our opacity on the sketch just a little bit. Alright, let's throw it in the background. And let's get rid of our label Hamlet. Let's hide that little sucker. There we go. We don't need that right now. Very nice. Let's grab our ink copy. Now the question is, this house is that one right there. So this guy right here is this. This tree is this. And this was just a sketch, okay? It's just approximate sort of positioning. This is the new master, right? And I don't really want to redraw it all, but I will if I need to. I will if I need to. In which case, this becomes the new sketch behind the sketch. But what I want to do is now resize this, and we'll see what we're up against. My fear is basically the ink is going to be too light. Did that just line up perfectly? Did our coastline just line up? Apparently it did. Alright, so that would, and we can get rid of the boats and put in new boats. That would become our new scale. The problem is, look how fine. I'm going to actually turn off the sketch for a moment. Look how fine those lines are. And I'm not sure we're going to draw that fine. I'm okay with these trees. But this is like 3 pixel brush. So I'm wondering if I need to redraw these. And maybe we do. Maybe we redraw these. And we just make sure the outside sort of shapes match. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I'm not sure I can take this and accurately sort of match it. I mean, I'd like to. I mean, the detail is there. I mean, look at the detail. So, let me just really quick. If we did... What is this? This is 5 pixels, okay? I'm drawing this on another layer so we can delete it. So if like, I was going to draw another building alongside this. You see, that's too light. That's 5 pixels. Yeah, and obviously we'd never be this zoomed in. I feel like... So 5 pixels and not pressing too hard is not enough. If I do 3 pixels... Yeah, it's coming through grey. It's coming through grey. So I feel like the problem is only what happened to the corner of this house? Oh, because that was the edge of the map. I feel like I mean, that's definitely great. I've got to press freaking hard, man. I don't want to. And I just did a brush size 58. That's not going to work, so let's do this instead. You know, maybe I can match it. Maybe I can match it. Maybe I can. Maybe that becomes the new brush size. I think 5 pixels for building details and 10 pixels for things like... Is that 10? That is 10. That feels big, but... Oh yeah, 10's a little large. But not by much. It's a little large. Like, you know, I think 5 and 8. I think 5 and 8. And we don't have to redraw this. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's fine, right? That blends in perfectly. Oops. We could do that. We could do that. 5 and 8. Alright, so we're gonna... I'm gonna... For now... Yeah, let's draw this on a separate layer. We're gonna call this the hamlet. Am I spelling this wrong? Yes, I am. It's got 2 syllables in it. It's very difficult. We're going to put it underneath our ink layer. I'm going to bring back the sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remove portions from this sketch that we have drawn in. Am I? Oh, I'm deleting my fucking hamlet here. Hold on. Hold on. Go onto your sketch layer. Good girl. Okay. So now we can do this properly. Alright, now what I want to do is I'm going to leave areas of the sketch like those there. I know that my intent is to obviously bring my river up there. My intent is to make that forestry that little bit bigger. Oh, it doesn't matter, it's just a sketch. I know my intent is to expand down the fields down here. But let's actually be able to see this beautiful little thorp within the hamlet. And that becomes our scale. That becomes our scale for the hamlet right here. I think that's looking real nice. It's looking real nice. So print size would probably be something like this. That's print size right there. Yeah? 7 inches? Yeah. So that means, I'm liking it. I think that's a good detail level. I think if we draw the rest of the hamlet like that, we're laughing. Now, this is not going to be extensible. We can't then take this and shrink it again. Maybe we can a little bit for the village, but we can't keep doing that. At some point, it's just gonna, we'll be drawing at 0.101 fucking microns. But this I think does work here. I like this. I like how some of our lines have totally lined up. It's good. Hey, Lycan Dragon! Hey, oh! This is what we've been working on. Lycan. Doesn't look like much, but there's been a lot of labour of love. We're just all of this is going to be coloured, and there's going to be a little bit more to this. But that is our thorp done up there. I really love it. I love it. I really do. I want to look at my maps and go, and that is doing it for me. It really is. So now we're just planning out what we're going to work on next episode, and that's going to be the hamlet equivalent of the thorp. And it's basically evolving upwards. So let me, I think I'm just going to quickly draw in the river. I think I'm going to do that. Alex Vixen. I remember one campaign I was running, I had a new player, as this was his first time ever playing. Oh, wow, okay. Told the party that they could see a hamlet in the distance. And no joke, the new player asks, is a hamlet like a small pig or something? You know, actually, seriously, that's one of the wonderful things I think about tabletop role-playing, at least in my experience, in my life. I learned so much just by playing because of the information that you find in these role-playing games. I learned about medieval terminology. I learned, what a hamlet is or a thorp, right? And I got that from role-playing. There's a funny story actually about Teagle Manor, which I worked on last year. It was a 350-hour map, a battle scale map of this haunted manor that was originally done by I forget the name of the company, but it was like back in the 80s, so it was your typical 80s style game, and it's infamous, and it's just gone through the generations. And there's a story about the party coming around the corner on the outside of the house, on the outside of the manor, and there's a gazebo there. And this guy, who's now a famous dude in the role-playing industry, says, I shoot the gazebo with a flaming arrow, because he thought the gazebo was a monster. So, similar story. There you go, Edgeberry. You know the gazebo story. Alright, so Green Loontoon, where is the town square going to be? That's a great question. I'm not sure at the hamlet stage. Maybe the hamlet stage it should be emerging. And then in the village I definitely started to think about this. And I forget exactly where I said it should be. I don't know, maybe that's something we all explore together and we decide together. I don't think the town square should be near the water. I think it should start to evolve further up the road, like here. A nexus between roads, this becomes the town square. That's what I'm thinking. And don't forget, we're going to build these little boys and girls up and we're going to flood them out of here. Get out of here. The city is here. We're going to concrete over. In fact, we're going to do it Chinese style. We are going to build a dam upriver. We're going to flood you out. And goodbye. Judge's Guild. Thank you, Princess. Thank you. Yes, I had a brain fart on that. Alex Vixen, you and me both. In fact, I'm someone that owns the original Teagle. I've got a pristine copy somewhere that I actually won an auction. Widen the main road. Yes, we're definitely going to widen the main road. We definitely will. Once we decide, if it's going to be... let's say for the sake of argument that it's here, right? In the village. That is here. So maybe we widen that area a little bit. Right there. And then when we get to this version of the map, it maybe widens out a little bit more. Maybe we even remove 1 or 2 of the buildings and we rebuild them or something. Maybe a hamlet doesn't have one. I think a hamlet would. I think it would. It's about 125 people. I feel like they would have a little meeting place, right? Even if it's just informal. A gathering where they all get there and someone, their little sort of hamlet leader, stands up and he's talking to them about the rising prices of the grain market. Maypole. Oh, I love the maypole idea. Yeah, okay, so terrarium, Alex Vixen. Yeah, you get it. But I think that's one of the wonderful things about role-playing, right? I mean, you know, you could sort of say, and the crenellations on the battlements, and, you know, maybe someone's sitting there going, I don't know what a crenellation is. Well, you're about to learn. You're about to sort of figure this out. And that, for me, like, I have a copy of the Chivalry and Sorcery book. We actually had it out the other day because I was looking at village sizes and thorp sizes and stuff. And there was a full page drawing of armor with every single individual piece done. And they do the same for heraldry too. They talk about all of the different heraldry pieces. I learned from that. So I think role-playing can be an amazing learning opportunity. Maypole. I love the maypole idea. So, you know what we're going to do with our sketch? We're gonna commit our widening areas here. The widening. I think we're gonna do something like this. And I'm sorry, mister, but your house hasn't been built yet. But I think we're gonna do something like this. And you know what? Maybe this now actually becomes our inn. Right? Maybe we have an inn right here. But wait a minute. There's inn and tavern. Okay, so talking about learning, what's the difference between an inn and a tavern? Because I actually don't know off the top of my head. I think one of them has like boarding facilities, right? And one does not. So which is which? What would a hamlet have? Little pub? I mean, I'm going to use the word pub right now. I love the maypole idea. I'm actually gonna draw one so I don't forget about it. When I was a young girl, maypoles were quickly becoming not a thing anymore. But I was right on the cusp of them still being a thing. And I watched some maypole dances once and it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And then that was it. It just never became a thing again. Hamlet would have a tavern. So what do we got? A tavern is a place of business where people gather to drink alcoholic beverages. Yeah, okay, so tavern, drink. Oh, okay, so tavern would also have lodging. An inn is a tavern with a license to put up guest lodging. Well, so both have lodges. A tavern is a place of business where people gather to drink alcohol and get food, and travellers could receive lodging. An inn is a tavern that has a license to put up guests as lodgers. Miss J, maypole dances are awesome. They are awesome. Ed Marion. Fun fact, hospital and hostel share the same origin. The roots of the words both refer to places where people would stop and rest and heal. I like that. I like that. The inn would just be larger. Okay, so let's just do tavern. It's a tavern. Shape uncommitted, but we'll make that a tavern, okay? And there will definitely be a maypole, and we'll probably even draw out the actual little maypole colours right there. I like that. That's another awesome suggestion. Alright, so then this will be our river, like so. And this will be like so. And this is obviously all of our like forestry right there, little copse of trees, really. Okay, I think that is it. That's a good scale. I like that. We are going to pick up on it. When am I streaming next? Might not be this weekend. I've got some desk modifications to make to this arrangement right here in preparation for my new computer coming in. It might be Monday. We'll see. If I do a surprise pop-up over the weekend, we'll do a song request Sunday or song request Saturday, but no promises. Otherwise, Monday for sure, we are going to continue the journey of the thorp that becomes a hamlet, that becomes a village. For sure. And I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm enjoying this project quite a bit. Actually, I should make a quick note while we're on the sketch layer. It was 5 pixels for the buildings, and I think it was 8 pixels for the thicker lines, such as the edge of the river and the trees. So that's where we're going to leave it, folks. I think that's great. I'm really feeling where we're going with this. This is already beginning to get a little bit of that vibe I wanted. We've done the thorp. We're now showing what it's going to look like a little bit later on. It was never the original intention, and I'm blaming Mischief for even suggesting this, but I couldn't shake the idea, and I love the idea. And we're going to do an entire poster's worth of this growth, including the ungrowth when we sweep the whole village away in a flood one day. But that is a story for another time. So I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying where this thing is going. I think this is going to just be a beautiful project. I'm jazzed. I'm really jazzed. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. It's really appreciated. I can't create these little worlds without your help. I think you know that. I mean, I'm here as a goddess crafting a thorp. I'm a minor god, okay? A little semi-deity, a demigod. I'm a demigoddess, okay? But your help with these little details, I never would have even thought about putting that boat on there. Little stroke of genius. The pond, never would have thought about it. So those ideas, honestly, I love incorporating them into the maps. You make these maps as much as I do, and this hanging out is all part of it. So with that said, we're going to stop creating worlds for this evening, and we will pick up on this and all that apparently the goddom and the goddessdom implies definitely on Monday, maybe over the weekend. Until then, I love you all. Everyone stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you on the next Goddess Creates Worlds. Until then, everyone have a fantastic weekend. Love you all.